The 4R's of nutrient stewardship: right source, right rate, right time, right place. A guide to water quality. We all know that water is important. Without water, life would be impossible, as both animals and plants rely on it for their life cycles and their growth. We use water in many ways and depend on a continuous supply of clean water. Each time we use water, we change it, and this most often. What is the water cycle? The Earth has a limited amount of water. The water that is around today is the same water as when George Washington was alive, and even the dinosaurs. Water keeps going around and around in a cycle. We can't make more water. The water cycle is driven by the sun, which provides energy for everything to happen. There are 4 basic stages that make up the water cycle. Precipitation, usually in the form of rain, sleet, snow. Collection, evaporation back up into the clouds, and condensation, where it collects in the clouds. What is a watershed? Watersheds are areas of land that drain water to a certain area or body of water, including rivers, creeks, lakes, oceans, etc. This also includes the soil, air, and groundwater within its boundaries. Movement of water in a watershed is determined by the water cycle. What is water quality? Water quality is the measure of the chemical, biological, and physical characteristics of water and in relation to how we use it. Water quality is affected by many factors, including soil erosion and sedimentation and pollution. Water pollution is the contamination of water which leads to changes in the water quality. Water pollution affects not only individual living species, but entire populations and ecosystems that exist in the waters. Water pollution is categorized into 2 groups, point pollution and non-point pollution. What is point pollution? Point pollution can be traced back to a specific source. Examples include a factory drain pipe or a sewage ditch. Non-point pollution is a little bit trickier. It's harder to track. The source of the contaminant is generally unknown and could come from multiple places. Examples include agricultural fields and lawns and water treatment plants. Humans alter the water cycle. With more cities and towns, pavement replaces natural ground cover and runoff becomes an issue. Stormwater cannot penetrate the pavement, and water runs directly into storm sewer pipes rather than soaking into the ground. This water isn't filtered as it would be naturally through the soil. Pollution goes directly to the rivers and is not filtered. As a result, water fills rivers much quicker and flooding chances increase. Humans also contribute to pollution by chemical waste. Improper or careless use of household chemicals, oil, and cleaning solutions contribute to non-point pollution. Many of us use these chemicals without realizing the consequences. For example, the soaps you use to wash cars contain phosphorus, which is one thing algae thrives on. What is eutrophication? It is an excess of nutrients in an environment. In marine habitats, this will cause algal blooms. An overuse of fertilizers in farming will often run off into nearby waterways, causing an increase in nutrient levels, which result in these algal blooms. Algae prevents the sunlight in the water. Plants die, oxygen is depleted, then fish die. What can you do to help? Conserve water. Turn off the tap when running water is not necessary. Be careful about what you put down your sink or toilet drain. Don't throw out paints or oils or other forms of litter. Take care not to overuse pesticides and fertilizers. Soil test, even for yard care. Having more plants in your garden will prevent fertilizers, pesticides, and contaminated water from running off into nearby water sources. Don't throw litter on the ground or into rivers, lakes, or oceans. And when you see it on the ground, pick it up. Let's do an activity. This baggie of clear gel represents clean water, but will it stay that way? Let's learn how our actions affect water quality. This green glitter is going to represent grass clippings. A pinch of these beads represent fertilizers. This brown bead represents animal waste. A drop of this food coloring represents chemicals that are often leached through non-point solution into waterways. This yellow food coloring represents the sunshine, which is the energy driver in the algae creation. Squishing this bag together is representation of mixing the ingredients up via the wind. The wind mixes these items to create the perfect recipe. Now, how many of you would like to play near, swim, or go fishing in this lake? Remember the activities we do and